Working with animals has always been the goal. I've worked with a lot of species that some folks will only see on TV. I've been close enough to, be physically rocked by the roar of a lion. Hi, I'm Kristi Newland, director of Richardson Zoo. I've served as director for 7.5 years now. Well, I'm a Kansas native, and I started my zoo career at Sedgwick County Zoo in Wichita, and then we moved on to Memphis Zoo. But after being out of the state for 8 years, Kansas and family were calling. There was an opportunity at Richardson Zoo. I checked it out with friends, with colleagues, and they said Richardson Zoo was a well-run place with a lot of potential, so it just seemed like it was meant to be. Well, probably the most unique aspect of working for this municipal zoo is the marvelous support we have. Richardson Zoo turns 95 years next year, 95 years old, and that doesn't happen on its own. It takes a lot of people to make that happen, and it's not just financial support. There are so many talented people throughout the city that, whether it's IT or fire or police, water, electric, if there's opportunities for them to help us out, they do, and we help them out. We're all part of the community and work to make the community a better place to be. The role of director at a zoo is kind of all-encompassing. It lets you put your arms around the entire zoo. It's about coordinating the work of a lot of talented people for the best impact, helping those people develop professionally. It's about keeping the zoo relevant to the community, making sure we're providing the community with safe, high-quality, engaging experiences, about ensuring the welfare of the animals that live here at the zoo. Richardson Zoo is part of Parks and Rec in the city of Garden City. So the zoo director reports to the Parks and Recreation director, who reports to the city manager, who reports to the city commission. The surprising things about my job for most folks is probably that it's 24/7, 365, and it's all-encompassing. There's days I might be presenting to the commission one day, running an emergency drill the next day, mulching an area or weeding the next day, crunching a lot of numbers. It's just really varied and covers about anything at the zoo. I've been in the business for a while, so highlights of the career and projects. I've worked with a lot of species that some folks will only see on TV. I've been close enough to be physically rocked by the roar of a lion. My trip to China and bringing back giant pandas for Memphis Zoo was definitely special. Each birth is special. We had a baby black rhino born and a baby red ruffed lemur, both firsts for us. And those are both critically endangered species that we just added to the population. So that is just so cool. We opened primate forest and a new flamingo habitat and expanded our animal health facility, all of those last year. And that's a big step forward for the zoo and something we can all be very proud of. Richardson Zoo has been accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums for 36 years. The application is very thorough. It covers animal care and welfare, veterinary care, guest amenities, financial stability, educational programming, the governing body, safety and security, physical facility. And then there's a 3-day inspection by a visiting committee, and they go everywhere and do everything. They eat the food out of the gift shop. They talk to community members. It's basically a white glove inspection tremendously. As far as AZA accreditation goes, that is deemed the gold standard in animal care and welfare worldwide. And there's 241 facilities currently accredited. And we're one of those. I have worked with a lot of species over the years, and they all have something special if you're willing to look for it. A few of them it's a little harder, but probably the one individual that's nearest and dearest to my heart would probably be a chimp named Marbles. He's just a very special individual, and we forged a relationship over the years that is, I said, near and dear. For somebody interested in being a zoo director, the main thing is take a deep breath before you dive in. Every once in a while it might feel like you're gasping for air, but there's people around to help you out, and it's the people you work with, the community you work for, and the animals that you benefit that make it all worth it. Now, as far as what's exciting at the zoo, there's always something going on, so there's always something to see, so come on down anytime. Next year, we're redoing the free flight aviary area at the Marie Osterberg Aviary, and we do turn 95 next year, so while we haven't quite worked out how we'll celebrate that, I'm sure we'll have something special in store. For conservation, we have our Smart Flower out at the zoo that converts solar energy to help power the primate forest and flamingo buildings. As we mentioned earlier, we do have breeding programs, like for the rhino and the red ruff lemurs, that work with critically endangered or threatened species to help the sustainability of their population. As far as conservation at Lee Richardson Zoo goes, we plant for wildlife also. We have our butterfly garden, which sustains butterflies as they go through on their migratory path. And out there at the butterfly garden, we also have various signs that help tell people how they can do that too. We're participating in an ornate box turtle study across the state with other zoos that's actually going to help give other agencies the numbers they need and have never had on ornate box turtles, so they can actually figure out if that species is under threat. And we also, of course, have our wonderful education programs that we offer that engage folks in conservation action.